fuck me, dude.
No, it's good.
It's going.
Pex Pals. This is our new pre-recorded introduction. We're not doing this on the fly. Welcome to Pex Pals.
Pex Pals. Holy shit, we did that off the top of our head. Everybody, I'm JoelCupcake.
I'm CowVan. Welcome back to fucking Pex Pals episode. What is this? 16?
16. And listeners, if you haven't figured it out, Calvin is my pal, and we like to play Apex together.
And we pex.
And he also has, he's kind of swole. He's got some good pecs too. While we're at it. You know what I mean?
I got the pecs.
So we're like, our show's got like a fucking quadruple meaning. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to explain what the other two are. Like, fuck you. You can figure it out on your own.
One sexual.
Whoa.
Welcome back to episode 16 of Pex Pals.
I need to sip after that.
The only Apex Legends podcast for the mediocre gamer. Make sure to tell all your friends and family about Pex Pals on every single platform. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at CowVan, at JoelCupcake. Check us out on TikTok at Pex Pals. Check us out on Instagram at Pex Pals Podcast. We're everywhere, bro. We're all up on YouTube. Pex Pals, go on there. You can watch the live recordings of these episodes.
I don't know if you guys know what Pex Pal means in French, but it means Pitbull, because Calvin and I are fucking worldwide, baby.
Oh my God. I did not like that joke. You should have screened that joke with me before we went live.
Never, Calvin. Never.
Not like it.
Never.
Today it's just going to be a casual show. There's not much going on right now because we covered the Genesis limited time last week. So we're just going to talk about things, talk about how what we've been up to, and of course, as we usually start our shows, we talk about weapon of the week. JoelCupcake, what is your weapon of the week?
Mine.
Yes.
Is yours. Mine is Ludacris.
It's Ludacris, like the rapper.
Yeah. So all you need is family, as Fast and the Furious has taught us. No, I'm just kidding.
He's in that too. Yeah, it's perfect.
I'm just kidding. So real hot take this week with my weapon of the week.
Okay.
Heirlooms. Muffin and I, our friend Muffin that we game with, we did some duos games a lot this week. I've been doing a lot more duos. I really want to dive into that mode. I like the mechanics better. The strategy is different. My skill set, I think I'm a little more on par as a duos player than a trios player. I'm realizing
there's a lot less to worry about.
Yeah, so my weapon of the week is actually the Heirloom. So you in your advanced aim settings or advanced ALS, your advanced look settings, there's actually a little switch you can toggle on and off for, like, it kind of helps track your melee hits a little bit. It's defaultly on for everyone. So my good buddy Muffin, you might have seen him in some games. His name's the Banhammer. Calvin, do that with the voice. You make it sound
okay.
The Banhammer.
Thank you. He's Rev. He got the new Heirloom. He went all in. He's been sitting there saving his crafting materials since he switched to PC like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh my God.
So he just crafted his way to most of the Heirloom, bought the Loba skin with the 7-pack and got it. It was that easy for him. Yeah, it was tight. It was tight. So he got the Rev Heirloom. Holy shit. Him and I were dropping in duos. We would purposely land on teams, me, Caustic, him, Rev. Mm-hmm. Dude, 2 orbs, mines, and just heirlooms. We literally, I'm not lying, like I don't like to like ever talk myself up. I get very frustrated with the game. Anybody that watches me on stream or sees my clips, like, my aim's not the best. Like, by all means, I'm a mediocre player. And I never say shit like this. We literally fucking bullied 2 of the lobbies we were in. Calvin, we killed 3 teams in a row with just our heirlooms and abilities.
That's hilarious.
Because they just kept rushing us, and like they would always climb like over a fence at the edge of not train station, but the refinery or something like that. Like, we'd kill somebody, we'd armor swap, and someone would jump over the fence to hit us, and they wouldn't push as a team. It'd be one at a time. So we'd both just smack it, like literally into the corner of a fence. just sitting there over and over and over. And we literally wiped one game, 3 teams in a row that way, another game, 2 teams in a row that game, that game, another game, another 2 teams in a row.
Wow.
So the meleeing is fun. There's just something like, I can't explain it. Maybe it's an aesthetic thing. Maybe it's just a hype thing. Maybe it's just like it's so rewarding to, hey, I have these heirlooms, which people automatically assume you're a good gamer or a sweat lord if you have an heirloom in Apex.
Yeah.
But then to come in and just like, especially with caustics, you hit them and it like kind of farts on them a little bit of gas comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people devalue that. Like when we hot drop in trios, even with my team, if like we're dropping, say like the top of building in like, what West Garrison or West City, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'll let them hit the bins and I'll just hammer swing it.
Yeah. We talked, I think it was 2 episodes ago, that ALGS game, the final ring, the team that got 2nd or 3rd place, they mobile respawned a Bloodhound in the final circle. He landed, and because the heirloom does hit you back. It does what I think it's a static like 30 damage. Yeah,
right,
every melee damage, even without an heirloom, does 30 damage.
Yes. So he has the heirloom. And it's a Bloodhound. He flies in and he meleeed 2 people out of the final circle.
Yeah.
Like so it by no means am I saying you should just run around with an heirloom all game, because that's just stupid.
That's stupid.
But my weapon of the week is like, if you want a little bit of fun, some hilarity, like. Dude, pull out that heirloom, hot drop, and just start smacking, dude.
Yeah.
It was even better before you started with a white shield. Now it's a little bit. Now it's like 4 to 5 hits, depending on like what they're at, how they're. But it's still fun. It was more fun before the white shields. But let's not talk about the past.
Honestly, that's a good strategy, because there's 2 things. There's 2 things to what you're saying, right? The first one is about melees in general. When you melee with no heirloom, you just throw a punch. But if you have the heirloom, you actually kind of lunge at people. You have a farther hitbox, a hit radius or whatever reach when you have an heirloom. So if you notice and you pull out your heirloom and you melee someone, you actually lunge at them just a little bit more than you would without it. So there is 100%. Something to that. There is something to that. And the second one, which is actually a topic that goes around on the Apex community for a little bit, is people think that melee damage is too strong. People think that the melee damage doing 30 damage is just too much. And this is evident by what you said, is a strategy that most people do. They'll land on a team that's landing on a box, and instead of getting the weapon out of the box or on the ground that's nearby, they just melee. Yeah. You just melee someone, because one, there's no way that one person can be punched by 2 people, even with a gun, unless they have like a mastiff and they land like 2 just like amazing headshots one after another. There's no way one person can shoot 1 gun and down 2 people right in front of them. There's no way. There's no way. Especially if those 2 people are pushing at you and they're punching you, which disorients you, throws your aim around and everything. Like it's a legit strategy, and you see it all the time when you land hot and a team lands on you. People go for the melee. So definitely, that's definitely a good strategy. And you know what? The fact and it's fun. Because like you could punch people off buildings, you could punch people into traps. Like it's great.
Well, that's what I was going to follow that statement up with, is like, I've noticing a lot of things about like the physics of the game lately, which like, I was going to save this for its own episode, but like, there's no point. Okay. So, CowVan, you and I actually, I think either you and I or Cody and I figured this out together. I don't remember. Everybody, our friend Cody, actually is a streamer. If you want to watch just some, like, I've never seen anybody fucker that's that good with the wingman. That's all I'm going to say. Like, Kodiaks, CODYACKS. Look him up on Twitch. Yep. Amazing dude. I don't know if it was you and me or him and I, but when you see ladders in the game, there is actually climbing physics. So if you climb and someone tries to climb up behind you, one of you will get knocked off. You can't climb up the same surface. So there are some basic physics in the game, which I'm learning more and more about, because I don't pay attention to shit like that. Like it's a shooter,
Like,
well, dude, we're in Flashback World's Edge. Everyone still drops the city, but all those buildings are way more accessible with multiple ledges to climb up on.
Yeah.
If you see someone climbing up and you smack them, they just fly right off the building.
Yeah.
Boom. You immediately just bought your team the 2 seconds needed to finish that bat or that cell.
Or something.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Also, you know, like you said, you melee them, it kind of separates them from you a little, might give you enough time to pull out a shotgun or a wingman and headshot them.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
There's that. Back to the heirloom, you know, it works. If you see someone climbing up a wall or if they're on a zip, I just realized this works too. If you're at the top of an elevator shaft and someone's coming up to zip at you, you can jump into the shaft and hit the melee button on your heirloom. You will hit them off the zip line. So they're disoriented and they land. And then when you land on them, you can do whatever, like with Caustic, he does like an overhead slam.
The jumping heirloom attack.
Yeah, you can do the jumping heirloom attack. So you've knocked them off the zip, you've disoriented them, and you've hit them twice.
Yeah.
Before you even touch the ground.
Yeah.
Like, so unless you're fighting someone who's extremely coordinated or extremely movement centric or is just a PC player, you know, that's a big advantage. You know, on the note of physics, I did notice, like, if you're just riding a zip line up and someone jumps off above you and hits you, you get disconnected from the zip line. I did not realize that. Like, because
I don't think I've realized that either.
It happened to me in East Garrison or West Garrison the other day. I'm going up. The dude doesn't punch me. I got shot by nothing. He jumps out above me, running from another team, and he hits me on the zip line. Like, his body just touches mine, and I fall.
Interesting.
You know, another interesting physic. I wish I would have clipped this for you, Calvin, because this is going to sound unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. I almost rage quit the game last night because Revenant. Okay, you know, his new update. We're going to get to that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So a Rev jumps off the roof, and him and I jump into each other. Right. I have an RE45. I pull out the RE45 to shoot him hip fire.
Yeah.
He hits jump, and I don't know if it's like a glitch with his new passive. I'm not lying to you. Okay, this is going to sound crazy. He climbed up my body. So I was shooting him in the chest, and then by the time the clip ended, it was his legs, and then he just jumped over me, 180, and shot me in the ass with a Mastiff.
That's
and
unbelievable.
I was like, I literally froze. And was like, I took my fucking headset off and like threw it on the floor. And everybody was like, how did you lose that fight? I was like, he climbed up me. And they were like, what? I was like, I'm not lying to you. Like, I literally saw his form move up my body.
That's so funny.
Now, like, I don't know if it's like a Caustic thing because Caustic's so fat, and so he was able to climb up me. Like, I don't know if it was like maybe there was technically a ledge he grabbed.
Yeah,
and it just
weird,
looked really weird because it was on top of one of the buildings in Skulltown.
Yeah, that's so weird.
You can't really go up any higher.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a trip,
dude. I was like,
okay.
There's a lot of times I just get mad because my skill's not the same, I'm calling shenanigans on hit reg, or I'm just
like
playing
an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah, or I'm playing against a computer player who's just has better luck than me because he's on PC. But this was straight up like, what the fuck just happened, dude?
That's weird. As
like
fuck.
I watched his legs literally in my point of view cross the front of my face as all my bullets miss, and I was like.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's like holy shit.
Okay, right, cool.
What about you? What's your weapon of the week, my friend?
My weapon of the week, and hopefully everybody knows this by now about me, is I'm a Senti guy. Like, I love the Sentinel. I'm a huge proponent of the Sentinel, especially the Sentinel with the one-time scope.
Oh yeah, you love that.
That's my shit. But my weapon of the week this week is the charge rifle. And I'll tell you why. And it's because no one uses it for some reason. Nope. I've noticed recently that a lot of people aren't using the charge rifle. And I mean, that's fine. To each their own. I mean, first off, people don't snipe really much anymore. Everybody's always like 99, 301, Mastiff, Eva, right? Everyone's like using the same fucking guns. And so people kind of fell off of sniping just a little bit. And no one used the Sentinel ever, hardly ever. And people have effectively stopped using the charge rifle, which I thought was really fucking weird. But a couple of games, I was like, oh, here's the charge rifle. I'm going to pick it up. Fuck it, whatever. And I don't know. I think it's because I've been absent from normal matches for so long. People just let you shoot them. People just let you shoot them in the face with the charge rifle. It's the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Like, there were dudes looking at me with like a longbow or some shit. And I'm like, laser in your face. I'm doing 90 damage to your face right now. What are you doing? Stop.
You're 100%. You're 100% right. We were fighting last night. I actually ran charge rifle most of the night last night when I played with some of our friends. And there's this fucking. It was one of the skinny characters, like Wraith, somebody. Okay. You know, they're cravering my team from next to a care package.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time they popped out, I was breaking their shield with the charge rifle, and they just like let me do it.
They let you
know
do
what
it.
I mean?
It's
like
the weirdest shit. Like, what are you doing?
Because when I get hit by one, I'm
like, oh shit!
I start jumping and crouching and trying to bob and weave. Because especially if I'm in a cross platform lobby, like, oh, I know my ass is toasted in 3 shots of a charge rifle. I know it.
Dude. Yeah, I know it. Like the fact that, I mean, obviously they don't know it's like me and who loves the snipe just in general, but it's the charge rifle. It's not going to miss. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to miss you with the charge. Move. Yeah. What is wrong with you?
Well, and it's funny because I think you actually gave me this advice a long time ago. But, you know, when I look around the message boards and Twitter and, you know, all of that shit, whenever I see people complaining, oh, I don't have my 2K badge, I haven't got it yet. People that have played the game since the beginning, not new players.
Yeah.
Like OG players like you and I.
Yeah.
All say, dude, just do like R3 or Spitty and charge rifle.
Yeah,
because the charge rifle, the damage it just stacks. Like you don't even realize it, dude.
And like the crazy thing about it is, sniper rifle ammo is everywhere already. Number one, and number two, you don't have to be good to use the charge rifle. You just literally put it on someone and pull the trigger, and you will hit them from a very far distance, and they can't do anything about it. Like if you like you shoot the sentinel, right? You may get that 100+ damage headshot, right? But they're gonna move, and then you're not gonna shoot them again. Like yeah, it's going to be hard unless they pop their head out and stand still. You could shoot them, or you get a shot while they're running away. But other than that, like that's it. The charge rifle, you literally just pull the trigger. Stop letting people, whoever is listening to this, stop letting people shoot you in the face multiple times. Stop letting me shoot you in the face multiple times with the charge rifle. Stop it. My weapon of the week is a charge rifle.
Dude, Calvin, you know, we're building each other up this week. Like you said, you loved my tip. I love your tip, dude. Like that's honestly like people don't understand it. I would say the most like, you know, a win is obviously a great feeling, especially like a sweaty ranked win, you know, or like something where like, you know, like Wednesday, for example, I played with some homies. Every time we won Skulltown, we won the round.
Yeah.
Like just like almost like destiny. That feeling's obviously great to win Skulltown. Oh, I beat half the fucking deploy shit, you know?
Right.
So, but dude, you've been in lobbies where we've both done it. But like when you are fucked and you're in a sweaty battle with a team and everyone's low, there's nothing more satisfying than that hip fire charge rifle kill on somebody, dude.
Right.
At like point blank range. Like you're just like, I'm a dick. I'll admit it. Like there's few things more toxic than being able to pull that off.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's the toxic part isn't pulling off the hip fire charge rifle shot. That's not the toxic part. The toxic part is the audacity to get up and even try it. That's toxic.
Yeah, you're right.
That's toxic.
Honestly, I've been a fan of like charge rifle EVA 8 because if they do get close, the charge rifle can still kind of break their armor, and then you just finish them with the EVA, man.
The EVA, yep. Yeah. No, it's here's the tip for all you mediocre gamers, okay? like Joel brought up, a lot of people are struggling to get the high damage badges, the damage badges, the 2K, the 25, or the 2.5, the 3, the 4. You can find easy paths to those badges by just hanging out and sniping at people with the charge rifle, because the damage climbs. It really, really does. So, moving on. Revenant is the one who got the ornament, this latest Genesis update. He also got a little bit of a buff and a little bit of a nerf. And just to reiterate, Revenant's buffs were his hitbox got smaller, so he's not all clunky. He's more of like the slim robot he's supposed to be. And then his climb height got incredibly boosted, which is a really fucking cool feature. The buffs or the nerfs that he received were to his special abilities. His silence orb has 5 seconds less time for when you're disabled, and his totem has a shorter time that is activated.
Yeah.
And overall, I'm hearing positive things about Revenant's changes. I'm hearing positive things about the reception of his heirloom. The only thing that I'm hearing, quote unquote, bad about or negative feedback from Revenant's release is people. This is a weird thing. People are saying that Revenant's climb is too quiet. What do you think of that?
That's always been his passive, is that he's quieter. That's literally like that's from the beginning of the like, too quiet, dude. The game is broken. You can't hear Octane use a stim and hit a jump pad and shove a mastiff up your butt, and you're complaining about I can't hear him climb. Like, why is it that like I basically am a Valkyrie main now? Like almost, and like you can hear that motherfucker from across the map. But you can't hear. Who cares about a Revenant climb? Like,
what's funny about it? What's super funny about it? Number one is that literally every character you can hear every character walking and running towards you. Every single one you can hear.
Octane.
Well, okay. I mean,
I'm kidding.
Glitches aside,
I'm sorry,
but you can hear every single character walking and running towards you. Every single one. Revenant included, right? The only times that you were not able to hear Revenant was when he crouch walked. He was the only character to have actually silenced crouch walk. Even then, if you paid attention, you can hear someone crouch walking next to you, right? Except for Revenant. So now he gets an heirloom and he has a silent climb. Everyone's like, "Oh, I hate silent." Shut up.
if anything, what people should be complaining about is the people who play Revenant. Because let me tell you, I play on a Series X on an old TV. I do not have 60. I'm stuck at 59 frames a second. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I am on a
console.
I'm on a console, but I am on a Series X, which is the next gen console. But I'm still on an old school TV. Let me fucking tell you. If you're playing as Rev and you have that heirloom out and you're running, it literally looks like you're just carrying fire across the map from the distance. Like, you are a fucking dead. Like, no other heirloom does that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Gibby's like little light up animation, you see it on the floor, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you make a very good point. Very good point.
Caustic carries his hammer in front of him. Yeah. So he's not any taller. The scythe is literally taller than Revenant and looks like it's on fire. So I mean, fuck. And we already know people have.
I think you
people, okay? Yeah, sorry. Business. My phone just like diarrheaed on me with text messages. People have like already complained that like Rev's hitbox is broken, and the fact that like it's so easy to hit him here.
Yeah.
And now, not only is it easy to hit him here, he has this thing above him that's just like on fire. Like, hi, here's a neon sign.
He's waving a banner.
He's literally like, hey, this is capture the flag in Apex Legends. Shoot me in the fucking face, please. Like,
no, you make a good point. Every single other heirloom is so discreet, like, and sleek. You know what I mean? Like even like Caustic's hammer was a little bit like, I don't know, a little bit crazy because it was just a big old fucking hammer. But like you said, he carries it in front of him. Every single heirloom is just so discreet. but Revenant gets this giant fucking scythe.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't, at this point, man, unless you're like brand fucking new to this game, if someone sneaks up behind you, it's your fault. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with the game. If someone sneaks up, if a team is pushing you and one of them manages to get behind you, you should have been looking fucking behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should have better team coordination. There is the situations where like the sound cuts out. Okay, we've all but it's happened to everybody. But it's happened to everybody,
right?
So it's not an excuse.
But what I'm saying is, if you know there's people in your area and one of them sneaks behind you, you weren't looking behind you. I'm sorry, you just weren't. If you go into an area and you think you're alone, and then all of a sudden there's somebody there, okay, right? Like, okay, I get that, but there's no fucking way. I saw that. I saw people complaining about his climb sound not being loud, and that just pissed me off.
You know what? I still fucking hate Horizon. Like, I still think she should be deleted from the game. I don't care.
Agree.
I don't care who
I like her.
I don't care who gets mad about that. Like, so she now has a competition. You know, like we need to go into the Fiery Mansion and try this. By the way, Calvin, I do think that Horizon's thing with the jump off the top, you still actually get more verticality than Valkyrie, I think. But Rev can go higher than Horizon with that climb. Now the thing is why are people complaining? Like, okay, if you think about like the overpasses on Olympus, okay, those overpasses, Rev can't climb those because it's not a flat wall. So Rev's advantage is only in certain situations.
Yeah.
Horizon and Valkyrie can just go up over whatever the fuck they want. Same with fucking Pathfinder.
Yeah, true, 100%.
But like Wraith and
Wraith or Horizon?
No, Wraith and Revenant are both still locked to like a linear, more like line of sight. Because like Wraith's portal, you know, like
Wraith.
On the note of Wraith, I do have one thing to say. That I think is bullshit.
I get what you're saying, but Wraith can only go where she can run to.
That's what I'm saying. Like Horizon, it's still Revenant. It still has to be a flat surface.
Right.
Like he can't just vertically go up like the other characters.
Right.
Just like, you know, Wraith is considered a movement character, but I don't like that because she's really not. Because the portal only all the portal does is just get you there with like 2 to 3 seconds of I can't be shot. But like, you know, on the note of Wraith, I did run into something yesterday that I forgot about. I knew it was a mechanic, but I forgot about it. I think it's bullshit. Wraith being able to phase and take a zip line, I think is bullshit.
Why?
Well, I mean, she can't be shot when she's phasing because she's phasing. Hold on, she's phasing out of existence, out of the plane of existence. So if a bullet is the material of that plane of existence and it can't hit her, why can she grab an inanimate object of the same plane of existence?
Okay, I get what you're saying. You're talking about like within the bounds of the universe that Apex Legends, there has to be some continuity in
what I'm saying, Calvin, you're getting smart. Okay, and I love you because you're smart.
No, I'm not getting smart.
No. What I'm saying, just listen to me. Just listen to me. Wraith's still too fucking hard to kill. There we go. I said it.
Wraith has always been hard to kill.
That's my fucking point. So why does she get that one extra advantage? You know what I mean?
It's hardly an advantage. Here's the thing: every character has an advantage over in very specific aspects, right? But in regards back to take this back to Revenant, his advantage is that he climbs high fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even then, if there's a little lip on the wall that you're climbing, you stop climbing.
Yeah.
So like people just love to complain, dude.
Also, you know, one of our friends, Ender, had made a comment to me that we should talk about more like lore type shit on the show. Like he would like that at least. Well, you know what? Ender, this one's for you. Everyone, remember what Calvin and I said 2 episodes ago?
What was it?
Reven's a fucking robot ninja, okay?
Yeah, all right, agree.
He can climb higher than you and sneak up on your ass. That's what.
Yeah.
That's literally his purpose.
Literally what he was designed for
in life. Like, and if you go actually watch, I rewatched the intro video when they introduced Rev to the game the other day. He doesn't come up the elevator in that building and kill Loba's dad. He climbs up the fucking building.
Yeah,
so it literally makes complete sense.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I'm sorry, that just pissed me off. His climbs, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up.
Yeah, and you know what? It's just like the people that keep complaining about the Spitfire. Like, you and I kind of came to the point where, like, sure, could it use some work? Yes. It's still a large machine gun. Like, the devs are backed into a corner. It's still an LMG. Like, how badly can you really nerf an LMG?
Right.
Like, which, by the way, the last nerf was like, I barely noticed a difference when I hit fire.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Dude, I hip fired a Gibraltar who was like 20 meters away from me. Like, the nerf is non-existent, bro.
Exactly. The
nerf is non-existent. Like, not to open that can of worms, but like, I think the quote unquote way to make the devotion good, right, is to put a turbocharger on it. Maybe the Spitfire needs some type of hop up to make it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a rare hop up. And the spitball. I'm just saying shit now. But anyway, let's talk some rumors, Cal. What's coming next? The data miner. You all know who he is. I'm not going to speak his name on here for some reason. I don't want to get in trouble. But he is who discovered Revenant's heirloom. He's also who said we were getting Watson and we didn't. So let's take him with a grain of salt. But usually he's right. We're getting a Bangalore edition soon. Ooh.
Which the leaked image of the skin looks pretty sick. Mm-hmm. So, which is tight. She is a release character. I think she's a very underutilized character personally. I don't know about you, Calvin. I think if you had to take every character and put them next to each other and give them a singular passive ability, like just one, not like how like Rev has 2 or 3, Watson has like 2 or 3, like all of them kind of have a 2 to 3 part passive. Just the whole, you get a burst of speed when you get shot at, that Bangalore has, that alone is probably the best singular passive in the game in my like opinion. I almost said professional opinion, but I am not a professional. So
I agree. I think the best passive in the game is Octanes, the South
Correct.
Hill. I think I 100% think that's the best passive in the game, until they make either Octanes as good as Watson's or make Watson's as good as Octanes. Right?
I think Watson's should be as good as Octanes, but that's another story.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they make Octane's passive as at the level of Watson's, meaning nerf Octanes, or if they make Watson's as good as Octanes, then Watson's passive will be the best in the game, because a passive shield gen is definitely 100% better than passive heals, in my personal opinion. But Octane's passive is quote unquote the best in the game. And then right now tied for second place, I would say, would be Bangalore's her speed up, because not only does she speed up, but I swear to Jesu Christe, there's like a split second of invincibility. I think that you can get shot, quote unquote shot, by a gun and it doesn't do any damage. I swear that someone could spray at you and like if it falls within like just like usually like if it hits your hitbox, right, then you get hit, right? But I feel like sometimes there's some leniency to getting shot.
Yeah.
And it usually gives the person who shot the damage. But I swear that if you're running and someone sprays at you and one of those shots should have hit you, I think there's some forgiveness there. I swear there is, because then you go, whoa, I'm getting shot at, and you start to take off with no damage done to you. But I swear it. I can't prove it.
Yeah.
Hey, probably could, but I just haven't. But I'm going to live by it.
Yeah.
Bangalore's passive is pretty dope. So I'm actually pretty excited to see Bangalore's edition coming, even though one of the last edition was Mirage, but the edition before that was Gibraltar. and Gibraltar got an heirloom out of it. You know, and why are they doing a Bangalore edition and not like, I don't know, like a crypto edition and give crypto an heirloom or Watson an heirloom or something?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, who knows?
Who knows?
You know, like who knows what goes through their heads? You know, on top of that, the same infamous man has also claimed and showed pictures of we are getting here. So how you doing ranked? You know, I'm a cosmetic sucker. I think everyone that watches the show has realized this. We're now getting charms and holo sprays for your ranked badges. So like I think that's tight. I don't know if the holo spray is only going to be what you were last season, or if it's any rank you've ever unlocked. I would imagine they're going to do it that way so that it's fairer. But I like that. A good free tip of the week. We haven't done that in a while.
Hold on. I want to talk about what you just said. Is
go ahead.
Is the jump trail, the dive trail? I dislike that if you unlock a high ranking dive trail like Diamond, Masters, or Predator, you lose it the next season.
I think that's complete bullshit. I 100% agree with you on that.
I dislike that because it's like, yeah, like it's like for example, this is like I know it's not the same thing, but I was in the Marine Corps, right? And then I get out. And can I never ever again rep that I was in the Marine Corps? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, am I not allowed to have my shadow box right here on the wall? You know what I mean? Or show my VA card that I was in the Marine Corps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's like I made it to, you know, I personally didn't, just because I never grinded this hardcore. But like, say last season I made it to Predator, right? And then this season I get my Predator dive trail. And then next season, it just goes away if I don't play ranked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like right now with this limited time mode, like I probably won't get the plat for the second split because I'm too busy with this LTM mode. And also, for some reason, this grind is a lot harder right now for me. Like I know I've had some other friends that grinded back to plat right away. For some reason, this split, I'm having a terrible time getting out of gold for. I don't know what it is. It's not a big deal. We all have heard me say like literally the only thing that's effective for me right now is fucking double shotguns because I can't kill anything. You know what I mean? On that note, Calvin, I got my alternator game back finally. Praise be.
Good. Speaking of shotguns, Hammer got a 3,700 damage game in arenas with the beak.
Dude, yo, you can get the beak right off the bat to the purple level with the digi-thread and still buy a shield bat. Yeah. That's what everyone should be doing.
Yeah. But anyways, what were you saying?
Oh, so what I was going to say is before you said the dive trails, so I'm going to call this a big brain strat that somebody I played with a couple weeks ago did. Olympus, when you're in the round buildings, you know, you have a door on each side and then a window on each side, right? He was like, hey, we're going to post up here. I was Watson, so I put a fence over the window and over the two doors. Well, where I put my fences on the window, you know, if you remember when you jump in the windows on the round buildings, there's like a little desk shelf
like
thing you jump on.
Desk thing, yeah.
So he hollers at the other dude that's with us, and he goes, "Yo, come over here and throw your holo sprays on the desk on the window because then it looks like you're right there, and it also makes it harder for people with snipers to actually see you moving around inside." It's confusing. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. You know, you can also use the holo sprays like if you're fighting in loot forest and you're being sniped at from farm, you throw a holo spray in the trees. It's a great distraction. It's a great decoy. Like I never thought about using a cosmetic to your advantage like that, but it completely makes sense.
That's so interesting. I would have never thought about
because
that.
they're only see-through close range.
Right. Yeah, you got to get really close to them.
Because like when you see them like at short to medium range, they're not opaque yet. Not really.
Yeah.
Like the opacity increases the closer you get. So like that kind of makes sense if you think about it.
That's so weird. That's a good tip.
I mean, that's a free tip. That's a free tip.
That's a free tip. And you know what? It kind of reminds me of I play a game called For Honor. For those of you who don't know it, it's a fighting game. And there's a lot of like flashy emotes that you can do in the game, like even a mid fight. And what people do is to try to distract you, instead of like feinting an attack, they'll do an emote so it looks like they're going to attack to try to get you to react to it, or catch you off guard so that they can get an attack on you. And it's called emote teching. And so that's actually a really good idea. Throwing down your holo spray as a way to distract people or pull their attention so that you can do whatever it is that you're trying to do. That's a really good tip. I like that. Speaking of tips, since we're wrapping up this here episode, speaking of tips, if you guys have any tips that you guys would like us to talk about on this here podcast, feel free to reach out to us at CowVan on Twitter, at JoelCupcake on Twitter, PEX Pals Podcast on Instagram, PEX Pals on TikTok. Check us PEX Pals out on YouTube. Email us pexpalspodcast@gmail.com. Send us any tips. Send us any talking points. Send us any of your anything, comments you got to say about Apex. Just hit us up. Let us know what's on your mind, and we will definitely talk about it on this podcast. And honestly, it could be anything. You think fucking crypto is hot? Fucking let's go, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You want to?
Our homie Ilis, who said a few things, he comments on the YouTube videos. Like I love that. I love their feedback and seeing what they have to say. He was talking to me about the Volt the other day. Ilis, the energy ammo, it's not that rare. The problem is those guns take more of the brick than the other weapons. That's the problem. By the way, our friend. Like Calvin said, hit us up. Hit both of us up. Please. We would love to talk more. Discuss the things you want to discuss. I'm excited. Next week, Calvin and I are going to be going over the limited time mode Genesis Collection event, our reactions and our thoughts. There's some great skins in the store this week. More of them come next week. Yep. So I think next week's when we're going to talk about it. I'm having a blast on the maps. I know Calvin is too. The last thing I wanted to drop on the show is Calvin, it's like they do listen. The devs,
Yeah.
Yes. So everybody finally, I was on Twitter today. Well, actually, our good friend Dan Fonts that we referred to last episode. Fuck you, Dan. Okay. He linked both of us to a Twitter thread from Ryan Rigney, who is the director of communications at Respawn Entertainment, and he tweeted, "Some audio engineers on the Play Apex team are looking for a dozen or so players to join a private testing group that will help us identify and solve audio issues in Apex. If you're interested, hit me in the replies and I'll reach out to a few of you via DM." That happened. This tweet went wild. So many people messaged him. I'm an audio engineer. I'm a software engineer. Streamers. Like they have people from all facets of the video game world that responded. That like people in public tweets saying, "I'll fucking sign NDAs. I love Apex. I want to help you fix this shit because we're all sick of it." That makes me feel good because I know I bitch about the sound issues a lot, but I'm obviously not the only one.
Yeah, you're kind of the only one.
No, I'm not the only one. Shut up, Kevin. And Dan actually was just on vacation. He was playing Apex on his cousin's PlayStation, and then came back home to his PC. And he even told me, "Joel, you got to get a PC. Like Apex is designed for the PC. There's way less audio issues on the PC than there are on console." He's like, "You're not crazy," because when I was on the PlayStation, so many times I got run up on without a single audio notification.
Right.
So the devs are listening. It might be, it's taken 2 years, but they're still listening. They're getting it done.
They're trying their best.
Apex has kind of admitted they have a small team. So I'm stoked, Calvin. I think we're going to have a lot of good shit to talk about next week on PEX Pals.
Next week on PEX Pals.
Leave us a review.
I'm going to bake some bread or something.
Subscribe. Subscribe. Tell Calvin how amazing he is.
Check us out on everywhere you get your podcast: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Go do it. Go ahead and leave us a review. Give us a rating. It helps us beat the algorithm. We love you guys. We'll be back next week. And Joel, I'm going to throw it to you. What's our signing out phrase today?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh, today.
Today.
What? I mean, we already talked about it. When it comes to arenas, baby, beak, 6 feet deep.
Beak, 6 feet deep. Thank you everybody for listening. Catch you guys next week. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. I wasn't ready to.
Okay.
Calvin.
Bye.